Picture this, a society where a woman can openly choose her partner and nobody judges her for it. Where what other countries would call a bold experiment is considered normal and even respected. Today, I'm going to tell you about islands where the rules flip everything you think you know about marriage and morality upside down. Here, traditions are so unusual that even the most liberal European countries would seem strict by comparison. But here's the kicker. This isn't some modern trend. These rules have existed for thousands of years. What's more, locals have virtually no divorces, domestic conflicts, or broken families. How is this possible? What do these islanders know about human nature that we don't get? And why do many anthropologists still keep quiet about the most amazing details of their culture? In this video, you'll discover why young women and men publicly participate in special partner selection ceremonies, how the official tradition of village ceremonial wife came about, why parents support their adult children's independence in matters of marriage. But be warned, what you're about to hear might forever change how you look at relationships between men and women. These people have preserved knowledge that we lost centuries ago. And at the end, I'll share what we can actually learn from this culture and how their experience could breathe new life into modern relationships. Ocean waves gently lap against the coral shore. The sounds of traditional drums drift through the warm tropical air. In this Pacific paradise, on the islands of Samoa, lives a people whose ideas about love, marriage, and relationships are radically different from what the modern world knows. Here, among palms and lagoons, exists a culture that might shock you, but also makes you think about the nature of human relationships. This is how Samoans live, a people who forge their way of life in the ocean's embrace, where community matters more than the individual, where youth is a time of discovery, not judgment. And to outsiders, this seems impossible. A society where young people freely experiment with relationships without bearing any shame or condemnation. The island where youth means discovery. Back in the 1920s, American anthropologist Margaret Mead conducted groundbreaking research on the islands of Samoa, and her findings shocked the Western world. She discovered a society where teenagers and young adults lived in an atmosphere of sexual freedom unimaginable to puritanical America of that time. While Western countries surrounded youth with taboos and restrictions, young Samoans simply lived. And in their lives, exploring their own sexuality didn't equal sin. For us, teenage relationships are often thought of as something dangerous, requiring control and limitations. For Samoans, it's totally different. A young woman doesn't just can, she has every right to explore relationships with different partners, switching them as she pleases, without any moral judgment. And this doesn't cause a scandal from her family or village. This is her path to growing up. In this world, where every day passes in harmony with nature, Samoans learn to value the naturalness of human needs. There's no room for hypocrisy or pretense here. If mutual interest arises between young people, it can be realized openly, honestly, without needing to hide behind complicated moral constructions. This freedom shows up most vividly in the institution of taupo, the ceremonial virgin of the village. Taupo isn't just a title, it's a special status for a young woman who represents her community's honor. Paradoxically, this very ceremonial virgin has the greatest freedom in choosing partners. A taupo can accept courtship from many men, date them, spend time with them, without tying herself down to commitments. Her choice is respected. Her right to change partners is recognized as natural. This isn't promiscuity, it's part of the cultural code, where a woman learns to understand herself, her desires, her needs in relationships. Men who earn a taupo's attention don't consider themselves deceived or used if she chooses someone else. On the contrary, they're proud to have been chosen, even temporarily. It's a sign that they were deemed worthy of attention from the village's most important woman. Life without walls. A traditional Samoan house, fale, has no walls. It's an open structure where the roof is supported by posts and space flows from one area to another. This architecture reflects Samoan philosophy. Life should be open, honest, without hidden corners and secret rooms. In such a house, it's impossible to hide relationships. Everyone sees who spends time with who visits whom. But this very openness creates not judgment, but acceptance. When there's nothing to hide, there's no reason for shame either. Young people meet, break up, find new partners, and all this happens before the eyes of a community that sees it as a natural process of growing up. The language of dance. Dance takes center stage in Samoan culture. But this isn't just entertainment. It's body language, a way of expressing feelings, a form of courtship. In traditional dances, young people showcase their attractiveness, their strength, their grace. Dance becomes an arena where choice happens, where relationships begin. A woman dancing a traditional dance can choose any of the men present at the celebration. Her choice is expressed through movements, through glances, through barely noticeable gestures. And this choice can change from celebration to celebration, from dance to dance. Nobody expects consistency from her. Everyone understands that she's exploring the world of relationships. The wisdom of youth. Why doesn't Samoan society condemn such freedom? The answer lies in their understanding of life and growing up. Samoans believe that youth is a time for learning, discovery, experiments. A person should understand themselves, their needs, their desires, before making serious decisions about marriage and family. Marriage in their culture is truly a serious step, requiring maturity and responsibility. But this maturity comes not through suppressing natural needs, but through studying and understanding them. A young woman who has experienced relationships with different men better understands what she wants from family life, what partner truly suits her. Modern challenges. Today, the traditional Samoan way of life faces challenges from modernity, Western moral influence, urbanization. All this changes ancient traditions. Young generations getting education in Western countries often return with different ideas about morality and relationships. But the spirit of Samoan culture survives. The idea that youth is a time of discovery, that relationships should be built on honesty, that coercion is more destructive than freedom, these values don't disappear completely. They adapt, transform, but continue to live in islanders' hearts. Maybe Samoans, living among ocean waves, can teach our world more than it seems. Their culture, where young people freely explore relationships, where changing partners doesn't bring condemnation, where marriage is a conscious choice of mature people, offers an alternative view of human nature. While the modern world often struggles with teenage sexuality, trying to forbid or control it, Samoans show another way. A path of acceptance, understanding, wise guidance without coercion. They demonstrate that you can build a society where young people grow up healthy, confident, ready for mature relationships. And in a world where everything changes at incredible speed, the most important thing is to preserve humanity, understanding that everyone has the right to their own path of discovering life. Even if that path leads through the warm lagoons of distant tropical islands, where ocean sounds blend with ancient songs about love, freedom, and understanding.